Are you aware of the private personas of your preferred Fox News personalities and whom they intend to spend the remainder of their lives with? Fox News is recognized for its contentious reporting and features numerous anchors and correspondents who have rapidly attained celebrity status. They possess a significant capacity to communicate before audiences of millions. But once the cameras cease filming, to whom do they return home, and what are they like? From poignant divorces and passionate romances to clandestine elopements and long-lasting marriages, let us unveil the life companions of Fox News personalities. Dana Perino. Let us commence with Dana Marie Perino. Renowned for serving as the White House press secretary during President George W. Bush's administration. She is additionally a political analyst and writer. Dana currently serves as a co-host of The Five and as a co-anchor of America's Newsroom on Fox News. She has been married to Peter McMahon, a British entrepreneur, for an extended period. However, upon their initial meeting, it resembled a scene from a film. They seated themselves beside each other on a flight from Denver to Chicago in August 1997 and promptly established a connection. Despite an 18-year age difference, she was 25 and he was 43. The relationship rapidly developed. In 1998, they eloped during a private ceremony held in England. Over the years, they have commemorated more than 25 years of marriage. As Dana consistently affirms that Peter is essential to her advancement in politics and media, the couple has chosen not to have children and instead continues to strengthen their relationship through travel and reciprocal support. Individuals familiar with Dana outside of her television appearances commend her as a rational voice amid the tumultuous media environment. She provides tenderness and guidance in her public role and has authored various best-selling advice books. Many admirers may never forget the notorious incident in Baghdad where a microphone inadvertently caused injury to her eye due to a shoe being thrown. A television journalist hurled 2 shoes at President Bush. Although he evaded both, her eye was injured by a microphone stand amidst the disturbance. Although Dana Perino has experienced a fairy tale-like romance over the years, our next Fox News personality is recognized for a tumultuous and salacious marriage. Jeanine Pirro, formerly a judge and district attorney in New York, is now a presenter on Fox News. She is most renowned for her conservative commentary and her professional achievements in both media and law. She initially encountered Albert Pirro during law school, and they were married in 1975. Subsequently, the couple had 2 children jointly, named Alexander and Christy. In 1998, tensions emerged when it was verified that Albert had fathered a child with another woman. By the year 2000, he had been convicted on multiple charges of tax fraud and conspiracy, resulting in him serving 11 months of a 29-month sentence. The couple parted ways in 2007 and formally finalized their divorce in 2013. In terms of disposition, Jeanine is recognized for her assertive and confrontational on-air demeanor, as well as her outspoken conservative perspectives. She has established a media career through programs such as Justice with Judge Jeanine and subsequently co-hosted The Five. Those in her vicinity have characterized her as a resolute and uncompromising individual. Throughout her tenure, Jeanine has been involved in various controversies. For example, she was temporarily suspended in 2019 for querying whether Representative Ilhan Omar's hijab indicated compliance with Sharia law. Her career advanced further in 2025 when President Trump appointed her as the United States Attorney for Washington, D.C. Jeanine is not the only Fox News personality who has faced the challenges of a difficult divorce. Our forthcoming television personality may possess keen intelligence, yet her marriage was compelled to conclude. Lisa Kennedy Montgomery. Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, commonly known as Kennedy, previously served as an MTV VJ and subsequently established herself as a political commentator and media personality. She gained prominence as the host of Alternative Nation on MTV throughout the 1990s, and since then, she has established herself as a perceptive commentator on Fox News and Fox Business. Kennedy married Dave Lee, a former professional snowboarder, in a private ceremony in 2000. They had 2 daughters jointly, Palil Valentina and Lotus. However, they were compelled to divorce in 2017 after approximately 2 decades of marriage. Since that time, they have sustained a relationship solely centered on co-parenting. Kennedy has attained considerable recognition for her keen intellect and wit, which have garnered her a substantial following. She typically emphasizes individual liberty and maintains a critical stance towards bureaucratic systems. Beyond her public image, she is a committed mother and an accomplished triathlete. She maintains an equilibrium between health and family commitments while managing a prominent professional career. However, Kennedy's career has not been devoid of challenges. One notable incident occurred during the 1994 MTV Video Music Awards when she mimicked a sexual act with a microphone near Mayor Giuliani. She subsequently issued an apology for the ruse. Kennedy has led a notably remarkable life. However, let us now turn our attention to the renowned celebrity couple associated with Fox News. Ainsley Harriott and Sean Hannity. Ainsley Harriott and Sean Hannity have become Fox's prominent power couple, and the announcement of their relationship surprised many. Ainsley serves as a co-host of Fox and Friends and is an author recognized for her conservative commentary and steadfast Christian faith. Regarding Sean Hannity, he is a seasoned Fox News primetime anchor and radio presenter, and one of the most long-standing personalities of the network. Although they commenced a discreet relationship circa 2019, they did not publicly disclose it until their engagement was officially announced in December 2024. Sean proposed to her at their church in Florida during the Christmas holiday. The couple established a profound connection through their shared religious principles and have maintained a long-distance relationship over the years, as Sean resides in Florida and Ainsley in New York. Prior to their union, both individuals were married. Sean was married to Jill Rodas from 1993 until their divorce in 2019, although they had separated several years prior. They have two adult offspring jointly, Patrick and Mary. Regarding Ainsley, she has been married twice, which is a surprisingly notable development. Initially, she was married to Kevin McKinney from 2005 to 2009. In 2012, she married Will Proctor. However, they divorced in 2019 amid reports of his infidelity involving one of her acquaintances. They share a daughter named Hayden and have been actively engaged in co-parenting. Both Ainsley and Sean experienced divorce in the same year and subsequently developed a romantic relationship. They have also preserved cordial relationships with their former spouses and disclosed that their offspring endorsed their union. However, our subsequent Fox News personality did not find her life companion through the network, but rather notably on a dating website. Kat Timothy. Kat Tim, whose full name is Catherine Claire Tim, is a libertarian columnist, comedian, and distinguished television personality on Fox News. She is best recognized as a panelist on Goodfeld and also contributes to other Fox programs. Kat was introduced to Cameron Fra, a former Army Ranger who transitioned into a career as an investment banker, via the dating application Ria. This was a meeting she did not anticipate would be taken seriously, but they established a connection and began a relationship. By August 2020, they became betrothed, and 1 year later, they were married in a private ceremony. Their marriage ceremony was officiated by Lisa Kennedy Montgomery. Kat acknowledged that prior to her acquaintance with Cameron, she was uncertain regarding marriage and monogamy. However, her perspective was altered upon meeting him. Kat is recognized for her keen intellect, irreverent humor, and candid perspective both on air and in her writing. She typically incorporates personal anecdotes and self-deprecating humor into her speech. Fans expressed great enthusiasm in July 2024 when Kat proclaimed her pregnancy with her first child alongside Cameron, a poignant milestone that coincided with the 10th anniversary of her mother's passing. She delivered a son on February 25, 2025, but disclosed that only 15 hours prior to labor, she had been diagnosed with stage 0 breast cancer. After recovering from delivery, Kat underwent a double mastectomy 1 month later. She has been transparent about her journey, even commemorating it with her colleagues by sharing a cake inscribed with the words, "Tita-free and fabulous." Numerous Fox News personalities marry commonplace individuals. However, our subsequent anchor entered into a relationship with a sports celebrity, Tomi Lahren. Tomi Lahren is broadly recognized on Fox News as a conservative media personality. She became engaged to former Major League Baseball catcher J.P. Arnibia in September 2021. They had previously met earlier that year and established an immediate rapport. A year later, the couple was married in a private ceremony in Nashville. JP was previously married to Kimberly Perry, a vocalist in the band Perry, from their wedding in 2014 until their dissolution in 2018. Now, he has progressed and appears to have established an enduring connection with Tommy. Tony's character is direct, uncompromising, and passionate. She attained prominence through her concluding commentary segment on The Blaze, characterized by concise, yet powerful monologues filled with fervor. Insiders indicate that her demeanor is more composed and approachable, attributable to her middle-class Midwestern upbringing. Tommy states that Judge Jeanine Pirro is her mentor. Tommy has been subject to various controversies over the years. Early in her career, she was suspended from The Blaze for expressing pro-choice views, as this was not well received by her conservative audience. She also issued provocative remarks equating Black Lives Matter with the KKK and criticizing Beyoncé's Super Bowl performance as a form of politicized messaging. This elicited significant criticism, with many referring to her as White Power Barbie and labeling her a crisis actor. Tommy may have a well-known liaison with a celebrity, but our next Fox News personality is recognized for their enemies-to-lovers narrative. Harris Faulkner. Harris Faulkner is recognized for her consistent professionalism, composure, and consideration. Her romantic relationship with Tony Berlin is notably intriguing and commenced in Minneapolis, where they were employed at rival stations. She served as an ABC evening news anchor, while he was a CBS investigative journalist. Their initial encounter was somewhat uncomfortable. Tony appeared at the party accompanied by another companion, and Harris considered that to be quite audacious. However, after 6 months of companionship, Harris extended another opportunity to him. More than a year later, Tony proposed by the shores of Lake Superior as the couple engaged in skipping stones. They were wedded in April 2003. Their marriage was characterized by interfaith harmony, as Harris is Christian and Tony is Jewish. They typically integrate customs such as sharing meals and prayers, as well as observing both church services and Passover celebrations. They have 2 daughters jointly, Bella, born in 2006, and Danica, born in 2009. They rear their children within a multicultural and multiracial household. Harris is not only accomplished in her personal life, but also in her professional career. She is a 6-time Emmy Award recipient and serves as the anchor for the Faulkner Focus program. She also serves as a co-host of Outnumbered and recently initiated Town Hall America, establishing herself as one of the most esteemed journalists in cable news. Regarding her spouse, he is no longer active in journalism and is currently managing his own public relations firm, Berlin Media Relations. Although Harris experienced a charming romantic relationship with Tony, it does not compare to the more captivating story of our next romance, in which this Fox News personality fell in love at first sight. Greg Gutfeld. Greg Gutfeld is the host of the renowned satire talk program Gutfeld and also serves as a co-host of The Five. He is a best-selling author according to the New York Times, as well as a comedian and political commentator. He encountered the passion of his life, Ella Musa, in 2004. This occurred during a business vacation to Portugal, where he was engaged in editing Maxim UK, while also serving as a photo editor for Maxim Russia. Greg was immediately captivated and thought to himself, "That is my wife." He dedicated the following 3 days to attempting to win her over. 5 months later, they were married in a civil ceremony in New York City. The couple is highly committed to safeguarding their privacy and disclose limited information publicly regarding their life together. They exclusively share significant moments online, such as the adoption of their French bulldog, Gus, in the year 2022. In December 2024, the couple was blessed with the arrival of their first child, a daughter named Mira. It was a celebratory occasion that they proclaimed on The Five. Greg is well known for his incisive wit and provocative political satire. Even when not on camera, he is notably candid. He previously described himself as egotistical, but he has recently acknowledged that becoming a father at age 60 has altered his priorities. However, Greg is not the sole Fox News personality who encountered love at first sight. Sandra Smith. Sandra Smith was introduced to her spouse, John Connolly, in May 2010 following their initial encounter in Chicago at Terra Nova Institutional. There, Sandra had recently commenced her role as a sales trader. John was also employed as a sales trader at the time and was immediately captivated, describing their connection as love at first sight. Their initial outings took place at the Chicago Symphony and the Museum of Contemporary Art. It marked the beginning of a romance that withstood long-distance separation. When Sandra relocated to New York to pursue her career at Fox News, John consistently supported her throughout the process, frequently traveling to visit her prior to her official move in 2011. The couple has two children, Cora Bell, born in 2013, and John Connolly Jr., born in 2015. They prioritize their children's privacy and therefore refrain from posting their images on social media, aiming to provide them with a normal upbringing despite Sandra's fame. Sandra is recognized for her professionalism and straightforward reporting on Fox News, typically providing coverage on programs such as America Reports and Outnumbered. However, off-camera, she is characterized as composed and intentional. Although Sandra experienced a tumultuous romance, our next Fox News personality has prioritized motherhood over marriage. Laura Ingraham. Interestingly, Laura Ingraham has never married, although she was previously engaged to industrialist James V. Reyes. However, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer and required surgery, their wedding arrangements were subsequently canceled. There have been speculations regarding her romantic involvement with several individuals, including Desh Duza, George Conway, Keith Oberman, Robert Torricelli, and Lawrence H. Summers. However, none of these resulted in marriage. Although she has not yet discovered the suitable partner to share her life with, she did not allow that to prevent her from embracing motherhood. She is a dedicated single mother of three, having adopted her daughter, Maria Caroline, from Guatemala in 2008, as well as her two sons, Michael Dmitry and Nikolai Peter, from Russia. She has openly discussed her adoption experience, describing it as a significant boon in her life. As a distinguished conservative television presenter, author, and former political speechwriter, Ingraham is recognized for her disciplined, ambitious, and resolutely assertive manner. However, her career has been marked by certain controversies. For example, in 2018, she ridiculed Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg, which resulted in widespread criticism. She also received unfavorable comments after asserting that basketball sensation LeBron James should remain silent and focus on basketball rather than expressing opinions on political matters. Although Laura emphasizes motherhood over marriage, our next Fox News star has experienced tumultuous relationships. Jesse Watters. Jesse Watters initially married Noelle Inguagiato in 2009 following their encounter at Fox News in 2003. She was employed in the promotions department, and he subsequently achieved recognition for his segments on The O'Reilly Factor. The couple was blessed with twin daughters, named Sophie and Ellie. Their marriage concluded following Noelle's initiation of divorce proceedings in 2018. This incident occurred due to Jesse's admission of an extramarital relationship with Emma Digavine, a significantly younger associate producer on his program. The divorce was finalized in March 2019, only a few months after he became engaged to Emma, the woman with whom he was having an affair, and they were married in December 2019. Together, they are the parents of two children, Jesse Jr. and Georgina. This was essentially a romantic drama as portrayed by Fox News. Jesse Watters is recognized for his confrontational and provocative commentary. He initially garnered attention through his Watters World segment on The O'Reilly Factor and subsequently achieved prominence as a co-host on The Five before launching Jesse Watters Prime Time in 2022. However, Jesse has encountered some criticism as a result of his controversial moments. In 2016, his Chinatown segment was broadly condemned for its discriminatory content. He has issued numerous remarks regarding masculinity and gender norms, such as his segment on standards for men, which many consider to be outdated and misogynistic. Unlike Jesse, whose personal life was marked by considerable turmoil, our next Fox News personality has experienced a more secure relationship history. Katie Pavlich. Katie Pavlich was united in marriage with Gabby Friedson in a private ceremony on July 5, 2017. They established their connection through mutual acquaintances prior to marrying at a gathering attended by close colleagues, among whom were several Fox News personalities. Gabby, initially from Boca Raton, Florida, developed a strong dedication to humanitarian service following her relocation to Israel. He currently holds the position of Director of International Emergency Management and global ambassador for United Hatzalah of Israel, an organization dedicated to delivering advanced emergency medical services. Katie is broadly recognized as a contributor to Fox News, a journalist, an author, and a podcast presenter. She also serves as the editor of townhall.com. She is frequently recognized for her keen intellect, eloquent commentary, and courageous spirit. This is particularly attributable to her infancy spent engaging in hiking, rafting, and hunting in the mountains of Arizona. Her marriage to Gabby is founded on shared principles and reciprocal support. The couple typically travels jointly, and Katie disclosed that their relationship continues to be robust due to his confidence and kindness. Our subsequent Fox News personality has maintained a stable relationship and recently welcomed her third child. Kay McEnany. Kay McEnany, former White House press secretary, and Sean Gilmartin, a former Major League Baseball pitcher, initiated their relationship in 2015 after she contacted him via social media. During this period, she was enrolled at Harvard Law School, while he was actively competing for the New York Mets. Their relationship strengthened throughout that summer, culminating in their marriage in November 2017. They welcomed their daughter Blake in November 2019 and their son Nash in December 2022. Kay recently delivered her third child in June 2025, a daughter named Avery Grace. Kay is recognized for her refined and confident media presence, particularly during her tenure as press secretary for President Trump. She exudes confidence and clarity in her on-air presence through her duties at Fox News, notably as co-host of Outnumbered and as a guest host on prominent programs such as The Five, Hannity, and The Ingram Angle. In unfortunate news, Kay underwent a prophylactic double mastectomy after discovering she carried a BCA gene mutation that heightened her risk of breast cancer. She conveyed her experience to others, thereby enhancing awareness of the condition. Next is another Fox News personality renowned for her heartfelt love tale, Martha MacCallum. Martha MacCallum has been married to Daniel John Gregory since 1992 in a Roman Catholic ceremony at St. Elizabeth's Church in New Jersey. The couple initially encountered each other at a wedding of a mutual acquaintance, where Daniel extended an invitation for Martha to dance. This resulted in an evening meal followed by a burgeoning romance that has endured for more than 30 years. Martha and Daniel are the parents of 3 children. Their daughter Elizabeth Bowes Gregory and 2 sons, Edward Reed Gregory and Harry MacCallum Gregory. Elizabeth pursued a degree in political science at Villanova, while Edward entered the field of investments in New York following his graduation from Notre Dame in 2021. The family maintains their principal residence in New Jersey and possesses a holiday residence in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Martha is recognized for her equanimity, professionalism, and adherence to journalistic integrity. Since her appointment to Fox News in 2004, she has served as the presenter of flagship programs such as The Story with Martha MacCallum, The Live Desk, and America's Newsroom. She distinguishes herself through her considerate on-air presence and her composed, self-assured demeanor. This incident was exemplified when she decisively reprimanded a guest for addressing her as sweetheart, garnering commendation for her composure under duress. Brian Kilmeade. Our final couple has been in love for over 3 decades as well, with his Fox News personality marrying his high school beloved. Brian Kilmeade has been blissfully married to Dawn Kilmeade since 1993. They initially met at Massapequa High School in New York and sustained their relationship through college and the early stages of their careers, ultimately marrying in a ceremony attended by close family and friends. Their first dance was to The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. The couple has 3 children, Brian, Caitlin, and Kirsten. They reside in Massapequa, Long Island, where Dawn operates Wild Willows Boutique, a clothing establishment she co-owns with a colleague. Although Brian maintains a public vocation, Dawn prefers to remain private, concentrating on her family life and safeguarding her children from media exposure. Brian is primarily recognized as a co-anchor of Fox and Friends and as the host of The Brian Kilmeade Show and One Nation, although he has experienced several public missteps. In 2009, he provoked criticism by suggesting that Americans continue to marry individuals from other ethnic groups, implying concerns about racial integration, and subsequently issued an apology. What aspects of the private lives of these Fox News personalities most astonished you? Do you believe that their off-screen controversies influence public perception of them on television? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for additional exclusive content.